Welcome to today's deep dive, everyone. Today we are unpacking a really fascinating theological and, I guess, personal reflection based on two specific sources.
Right. So we're looking at an ancient biblical text, Ezekiel chapter 39, and coupling that with a modern framework called a 7-step quiet time.
Yeah, which is basically, a structured daily practice for reading and meditating on ancient scriptures. And our mission today is to figure out how these really old texts address a very modern problem.
Right, like how to actually find peace when chaotic and, well, evil forces just seem to be winning everywhere you look.
Exactly. And to understand this modern reflection, we kind of have to picture the highly dramatic ancient prophecy that it references.
Right, absolutely. It completely sets the stage for everything. The text describes this massive, terrifying threat, Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal,
right.
And he's leading this huge horde to attack the mountains of Israel. But the thing is, God doesn't just, block the attack.
No, it's a super active response. The text says God steps in and literally strikes the bow from Gog's left hand and just knocks the arrows right out of his right hand.
Yeah, the whole invading army just falls in the open mountains. They're completely neutralized, left as food for birds of prey and wild beasts.
Which, an intense image.
Yeah.
But then, rather than just sweeping up the battlefield, the Israelites take all those dropped weapons, so like the shields, bows, clubs, spears.
And they use them as firewood.
Yes. For exactly 7 years. I mean, they don't even need to go into the forest to cut their own wood.
Yeah.
They end up plundering those who came to plunder them.
The very tools meant to destroy them are, repurposed to sustain them.
It's like the ultimate cosmic judo move. You don't meet force with force. You take your opponent's massive momentum and just flip it right back on them.
Turning their terrifying arsenal into literal warmth.
Yeah, warmth and fuel for the victors. But that imagery of absolute control, it naturally forces us to ask a really difficult question.
Right, because if God is micromanaging the battlefield to that degree, is he also the one who caused the war in the first place?
Exactly, which is the exact philosophical tension the author of our source material wrestled with. They share this story about being in a college discipleship training program, a DTS, when they were younger.
Oh yeah, those college environments.
Right, and in that energetic, open space, the students' eagerness naturally led to these loud, heated debates about God's sovereignty and providence.
Well, sure, because when you read texts about ultimate sovereignty, the mechanics of how it actually works alongside human free choices can feel deeply confusing.
Totally.
Those dorm room shouting matches happen because, well, the text seems contradictory on the surface.
Okay, so let me push back on the text itself then. Because if you look at Ezekiel, it literally says God will bring Gog up from the north and lead him against Israel. So wait, if God is actively bringing Gog to the battlefield, didn't God just use him as a pawn? It sounds like God forced Gog to do something evil just to crush him and make a point.
I mean, doesn't that make God the architect of the evil?
Right.
And that is the exact dilemma the author struggled with. But the source's conclusion resolves this by looking at the broader context of Gog's motives.
Okay, how so?
Well, Gog wasn't a faithful, passive instrument that was suddenly hijacked by some divine force. He was a willing invader. He already had his own wicked scheme devised to attack and plunder the land.
Oh, I see. So if Gog was a willing invader, that means God didn't have to plant the evil idea in his head.
Exactly. He didn't create the malice. He just removed the roadblocks, essentially, and let Gog's own greed lead him into a trap.
Going back to that judo metaphor, God isn't throwing the punch. Gog is.
Right. Gog provides the evil momentum. God's sovereignty is the redirection of that exact momentum so that Gog ultimately defeats himself.
Wow.
God doesn't author the evil. He takes this pre-existing aggressive evil and steers it directly toward ultimate judgment, to reveal his own holiness.
Which really brings this ancient dynamic right into your living room today. I mean, you listening might not be worried about an ancient warlord named Gog, obviously.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, hopefully not. But are you letting the 24-hour news cycle or social media make you feel totally powerless?
The source really challenges us to look at our own reactions. Like, are you tempted to envy people who seem to succeed by making selfish or dishonest choices?
It's so easy to look at the world and feel like the bad actors are simply winning.
It really is. But the ultimate challenge this reflection gives you is to place those specific fears under sovereign care.
To choose faithfulness instead of fear, basically. Recognizing that evil and chaos are never beyond ultimate authority.
Because even when the world looks entirely out of control, that chaotic momentum is still subject to a higher redirection.
Yeah. And I want to leave you with a thought to mull over today. Think back to that cosmic judo move we talked about earlier.
The weapons turning into firewood.
Exactly. In this ancient text, the literal weapons designed to destroy the people became the exact fuel that kept them warm for 7 years. So ask yourself, what past weapons or hardships that were launched against you might actually be the specific fuel you need to sustain your own growth in the next chapter of your life?